Hello students, welcome to the third lecture on the lecture series on percentage. Okay, so previously what we have covered is we have covered the types of problems and the basic concepts involved in this topic percentage. Okay, so in this lecture what we will be doing is we will be doing some exercises on the concepts and types of problems that we have already discussed. So let's start. So we will be covering exercises in this lecture. So let's see problem number 1. So in problem number 1, what we have is we have Sarah's monthly salary was 2000 rupees. Okay. So monthly salary of Sarah 2000 rupees. Okay. So she received a raise and her new monthly salary is 2100. So new monthly salary is equal to 2100 rupees. Okay. So what we want to know here is, here we want to know the percentage increase in her salary. Okay. So in her salary, what is the percentage that have increased? So what we need to calculate first? We need to calculate the difference first. So new salary minus old salary is equal to what? 2100 minus 2000. Okay. So it is equal to what? 100 rupees. Okay. So what we need to calculate now is how much is 100 of 2000 rupees. So what we need to calculate? So here we need to calculate how much is 100 of 2000 rupees. Okay. So this is equal to in percentage. So this will be what? 100 by 2000 into 100. Okay. So this is nothing but what? 10 power 4 by 2 into 10 power 3. So this is equal to 10 by 2. Okay. So this is nothing but 5%. So the increment was 5%. So here the increment in salary will be 5%. Okay. So the correct answer will be 5%. Okay. So let's see the step-by-step solution. So find the difference between, so what we did first was we found the difference between the new salary and old salary. Okay. Since the difference is positive, so the new salary is greater than the old salary. That was 100. And then what we did was we got to step number 2. So that was divide the difference by the original salary to find the fractional increase. So the fractional increase was 100 by 2000, that is 0.05. So converting this fractional increase to percentage is 5%. Okay. That is multiplied by 0.05 into 100. Okay. That is equal to 5%. Next step. So convert the fractional increase to a percentage by multiplying by 100. So we already did that. And what we found out was 5% was the increment. So let's see problem number 2. So problem number 2 asks us that the population of a town was 50,000 in 2020. So by 2022, the population grew to 57,500. So what is the percentage increase in the population over these 2 years? Okay. So remember that the initial population is equal to 50,000. Okay. And by 2022, the population grew to, so after current population, that is after 2 years, is equal to 57,500. Okay, 57,500. So what is the percentage increase in the population over these 2 years? So percentage to, in order to calculate percentage increase, what we do is we go to the step 1, that is calculate the difference. So the difference in population is equal to 57,500 minus 50,000. Okay, so that is nothing but 7,500. Okay, the difference. So what is the percentage increase in the population over these 2 years? So in order to calculate the percentage increase, what we do is we divide 5,700, sorry, not 5,700, we divide the difference with the what initial population, that is 50,000 or initial population. Okay, so initial population. So what is it? It is multiplied by 100 to get the what percentage increase. difference or increase, you can say any of two. Okay, because in this case difference is increase. So if the difference was decrement, so it will be have named as percentage decrease. Okay, so this will be 750 by 50,000. Okay, multiplied by 100. So this is nothing but 750 by 500. So this is 3 by 2. Okay, so 1.5% increment. Okay, so the increment is 1.5%. Let's see here step-by-step solution. So step 1 tells us that 7,500 is the difference in population. So dividing the difference in population by original population, what we got was, we got 0.15 right here. Okay, what we did was, we divided the difference in population with original population and we found out this. So what we did next was, we convert the fractional increase to a percentage by multiplying by 100. Okay, so let's see, percentage increase is equal to 0.15 into 100 is equal to 15%. Okay, so this is nothing but 15%. So 15% increase. So problem number 3. So what problem number 3 asks us is, a manufacturer produces a particular item at a cost of 12 rupees per unit. So due to increasing material costs, the cost to produce the same item rises to 14.50 per unit. Okay, so what here is told to us is, item initial cost is 12 per unit. Okay, so after increment, so new cost 14.5 per unit. Okay, however during the sale the item is offered at a 10% discount from the new production cost. So in sale available at 10% discount in new cost. Okay, so by what percentage is the sale price lower than the original cost? Okay, so let's see. So here we have initial cost is 12 rupees per unit. Okay, and the new cost is 14.5. So let's see what is the price at the sale time. So 10% of new cost. So 10 by 100 into 14.5, that is equal to what? 1.45. Okay, so with a discount of this, now in sale cost is what? 14.5 minus 1.45, that is equal to what? 1.45. so this becomes 13.05 is the answer. Okay, so now the price of the item in the sale is this much. Okay, so what we need to do is, we need to calculate the difference between the price of this in the sale and in the original price, that was the initial cost. So it is 12 rupees. Okay, so 13.05 minus 12, so this is equal to what? 1.05. Okay, so it asks us that by what percentage is the sale price lower than the original cost. The first thing to note down here is, the sale price is not lower than the original cost. Okay, so the original cost was 12 rupees per unit, so the sale price is greater than it. So what is the percentage greater or percentage difference? Okay, so what percent of 12 is 1.05? So x percent of 12 is equal to 1.05. So this is nothing but x by 100 into 12 is equal to 1.05. So if I multiply by 100 here, so what we are left with is x is equal to 105 by 12. Okay, so since both these are divided by 3, so this will be 4 and this will be what? 35. Okay, so 35 by 4. So 35 by 4 is equal to what? 8.9 or 8.8. Okay, 8.8% greater than the original cost. Okay, we found out this, and then we found out this. So 8.75%. Okay, the accurate value will be 8.75%. Okay, when we multiply this with this. So convert the fractional change to a percentage by multiplying by 100. So we got it. The answer is 8.75. This is the final answer. Okay, so the sale price is 8.75% greater or increment to the original cost. Original means initial cost. Okay, so let's see problem number 4. Out of a classroom of 30 students, 6 students wear glasses. What percentage of students wear glasses? Okay, so total population of students is 30. Okay, 6 students wear glasses. So percentage of glass wearing students is equal to 6 by 30, that is number of students wearing glass, by total population into 100. So this will be 6 by 3 into 10, that is 20. 20% of the girls or 20% of students wear glasses. Okay, 20% is the final answer. So let's see a step-by-step solution. So to determine the percentage, we need to find the fraction of students who wear glasses. So this fraction is represented by the ratio of students who wear glasses to the total number of students. Okay, so to determine the percentage, what we do is we need to find the fraction of students who wear glasses. So the fraction of students is 6 by 30. So the fraction is represented by ratio of students who wear glasses to the total number of students. So this much amount of students wear glasses and this much amount of students are there in the class. So fraction is equal to number of students who wear glasses by total students. That will be 6 by 30, that is 0.2. So converting this decimal to percentage, okay, this fraction to percentage, what we do is we multiply by 100. So we multiply 0.2800 and we are left with 20%. So 20% is the final answer. So 20% is the students who wear glasses in the class. So let's see problem number 5. A company surveyed 400 people about their favorite fruit. So 72 people said that their favorite fruit was apple. Okay, so total population is equal to 400 in that company. Okay, so people about their favorite food. Okay, population of surveyed people, let's say, is equal to 400. Okay, so they were surveyed about their favorite food. So 72 people liked that their favorite food was apple. Apple as favorite food was equal to 72. Okay, so what percentage choose apple as their favorite food? So if we divide 72, that is the amount of people that choose apple as favorite food, by the total population who were surveyed. Okay, who were surveyed in the company for their favorite food. So that is equal to 400. So this is nothing but 41 to 100. Okay, this will be the ratio. So for 100 it will be 20.5%. Okay, if we multiply this with 100, so what we are left with is, we are left with 72 by 400, right? And 200. So 72 by 4. Hold on a sec. So what we have here is the amount of people that chose apple as their favorite food is 72. And what we do is we divide it by whole population who were surveyed. So we multiply by 100 to get the percentage of people who liked apple. So 72 by 400. So 400, 2 zeros are cancelling here out. And 4 for 72. So 36 by 2, that is equal to 18. So 18 will be the percentage. Okay. So 18 is the correct answer. Let's see the step-by-step solution. Okay, so what we did first was we determined the fraction of people who chose apple by taking the ratio of total number of people who chose apple to the total number of people who were surveyed. Okay, so what we got was we got the number of people who chose apple, that was 72, and then what we got was we got the total people surveyed, that was 400. Okay, so the ratio comes out to be 0.18. Then in order to convert the fraction into a percentage, what we did was we multiplied by 100. So by multiplying with 100, what we are left with is 18%. So this is the final answer. Okay, so let's see problem number 6. So in a city's population, 45% are male, 52% are female, and the rest identity identify as non-binary or did not specify their gender. Okay, so if the total number of population of the city is 12 lakh, okay, so the total number of population is 12 lakh. So how many people were identified as non-binary or did not specify? Okay, so let's calculate 45% of 12 lakh. So 45 by 100 into 12 lakh. So it will be equal to what? 12,000 into 45. And let's calculate 52% of 12 lakh. That will be 52 by 100 into 12 lakh. So it will be equal to 12,000 into 52. Okay. So how we can calculate the rest of people is we can do it by two methods. Okay. Let's say this one as method number 1. So in method number 1, we will calculate the total of males and total of females, and then what we do is we add them up and subtract from 12 lakh. So 12 lakh minus total male minus total female. Okay, and then what we do is we get the total people who identify as non-binary, okay, or did not specify to say. Okay, so let's see. So calculate the combined percentage. This is the method number 2. So calculate the combined percentage of males and females. That was 45% plus 52 is equal to 97%. Then what we need to do is we find the percentage of people who identify as non-binary or did not specify to say. That will be 100% minus 97%, which will be equal to 3%. Okay. So converting this 3% to amount in population will be 3% of 12 lakh is equal to 0.03 into 12 lakh. That is 36,000. Okay. So 0.03 into 12 lakh is equal to 36,000. So these are the number of people who identify as non-binary or did not specify their gender. So let's see problem number 7. So problem number 7 tells us that after 10% discount, a book is sold for 90 rupees. So after 10% discount, book price is equal to 90 rupees. Okay. So what we need to do is we need to calculate the 100% or original price. So original price is equal to 100%. Okay. So since 90% is equal to 90, so let's say the original price is what? X. So 90 by X into 100 is equal to 90. So this implies that X is equal to 100. So original price is 100. Okay. If we consider or assume X as the original price. Okay. So let's see the step-by-step solution. So let's consider the original price of the book as X. So here we have also did the same. And after a 10% discount, the book retains 100% minus 10% is equal to 90% of the original price. So this means that 90% of X is equal to 90. So 0.90x, again we have done the fractional method here. So 0.90x is equal to 90 rupees. So to find X, divide both the sides by 0.90. So X is equal to 90 by 0.90. That is actually equal to 100. So the original price of the book was 100. This is the original price. Let's see problem number 8. So a smartphone's price dropped by 15%, leading to a new sale price of 425. So what was the original price? Okay. So the smartphone's price is dropped by 15%. So the current 85% value is actually equal to 425. Let's assume that the original value of the phone is X. So 85 by X into 100 is equal to 425. So this implies that X is equal to 85 by 425 into 100. So this will be equal to, if we divide by 5, this will be equal to 17, right? And if we divide this by 5, what will be left is 85. Okay, so 17 into 5 is equal to 85. So this will be equal to 1 by what? 5 into 100. This is equal to 20%. Okay, 20% of, yeah, 20%. 85% of the original price. So 85 means this. So this is equal to 0.85 is equal to 500. Okay. Let's see problem number 9. So a piece of furniture was sold for 680 after applying 15% discount on its original price. Then adding a 10% sales tax. What is the original price of the furniture? Okay. So here you have to consider step number 1. So what we do is we first determine the price of the furniture after discount but before tax. So if Y is the price of furniture after discount, then after 10% sales tax, the equation is Y plus 10Y is equal to 680, and combining the like terms, what we are left with is 1.10 is equal to 10Y is equal to 680 rupees. So to find Y, divide both the sides by 1.10 because we have here 1.10. So what we are left with is 618.18. So this is the price before sales tax. Okay, but after discount. So let's now see after sales tax how much is the value. So now determine the original price before the 15% discount. So let's assume the original price is X. If the furniture is sold at 85% of its original price, after the 15% discount, then 0.85x is equal to this thing. Okay, so to find X, what we do is we divide both the sides by 0.85. So by doing so, what we are left with is 726.86. So X is equal to 726.86. So the original price of the furniture was 727.86. Okay, this will be the original price. Let's see problem number 10. An amount of 1000 is invested in a bank at an annual compound interest rate of 5%. So how much will the investment be worth after 2 years? So what we do is we use this formula. Okay, so the amount. So here A is the furniture value of the investment, P is the principal value, R is the annual interest rate, that is 5% or 0.05 in decimal form. So N is the number of times interest is compounded per year, 1 since it's annual. So T is the time in years. Plugging the value, what we can see is 1000 into 1 plus 0.05 whole by 1 power 2. So it will be equal to 1000 into 1.05. So this will be 1000 into 0.025. Okay. So this will be equal to 25. Okay. This will be actually equal to 1.10. So it will be equal to 1.025. So this will be equal to actually 1025. Okay, multiply by 1000. What we are left with is 1025. This is not the correct answer. This is not the correct answer. This will be the correct answer. Okay, here is a typo. 1.05 should be the answer here. Okay, so the investment will be 1025 rupees after 2 years. So let's see problem number 11. John invests 5,000 in a fixed deposit at an annual compound rate of 3%. So however, the interest is compounded quarterly. So how much will his investment be worth after 3 years? So let's see the solution using the same formula. So again, we have used that formula. Okay. So what we do is plugging in those values. This is the amount. So 1 plus 1, 0.03 by 4 power 4 into 3 is equal to 12. So this will be something equal to 5469.03. So what you need to learn here is you need to learn only this formula and you are good to go. Okay, so this will be the investment worth after 3 years. Okay, let's see problem number 12. So Sarah invests an amount in a scheme where the interest rate is compounded monthly. Okay, so she finds that her investment doubles in 4 years. If the same amount was invested in a scheme where the interest rate compounded annually, in how many years would her investment double? Assume the interest rates for both the schemes are the same. So basically, we can use this algebraic equation 2p is equal to p whole into 1 plus r by 12 into 4. Since time period is 4 years and the compounding is done monthly. Okay, so from this we can deduce that 1 plus r by 12 power 48 is equal to 2. So answer, okay, so it will be 2. So how many years would her investment be double? Is equal to 2 years, only in 2 years. So let's see problem number 13. So Lucky buys a shirt for 40 rupees and sold it for 55. So how much the profit she made? So 55 minus 40 whole by 40. Okay, into 100 is equal to 15 by 40 into 100. That will be equal to what? 3 by 8 into 20 into 100. So this will be the answer. So this will be 25. So this will be equal to 75 by 2 is equal to 37.5 is the answer. Okay. So she made a profit, and in percentage, she made this much amount of percentage as profit. Let's see problem number 14. A retailer bought 15 bags at a cost of 30 rupees each. So after realizing they were not as popular as expected, he decided to sell them at 20% loss. So how much total loss did he incur from selling all the bags? So calculating the total cost plus price for 15 bags. So total cost is equal to 15 bags into 30 rupees per bag. That is 450 rupees. Okay. So calculate the loss per bag. So loss per bag is equal to 20% of 30. So it will be 20% of 30. 0.20 into 30 is equal to 6. So 6 is the answer. So calculate the total loss for all bags. So total loss will be 15 bags into 6 rupee per bag. So it will be 90 rupees. So total loss is equal to 90 rupees. So in this case, the retailer incurred a loss of 90 rupees. Okay. So that's enough for today. Thank you.